On the news at 1, President Tinubu expresses commitment to proper investment in the health sector. Muslims look out for the moon of Jumadan Sani this Wednesday. And Director General of the Nigerian Television Authority defends budget at the National Assembly. Hello, many thanks for joining us on Nta Channel 5 Abuja News at 1 p.m. I am Blessing Amfulani. The healthcare delivery in Nigeria is set to witness a new momentum for transformational agenda as the national and subnational governments have expressed new commitment to proper investment required in the sector. At the unveiling of the Nigeria Health Sector Renewal Investment Initiative in Abuja, President Bola Tinubu affirmed that under his administration, healthcare delivery is back on the front burner. State House correspondent Musbao Wahab reports.
It's Universal Health Coverage Day, and the advocates are here to raise their voices for the equitable health coverage which puts women, children, adolescents, and the most vulnerable first. That is because they face the most significant barriers to essential care. In Nigeria, this year's commemoration under the theme Health for All, Time for Action brings the current administration opportunity to commit to what global best practices demand and the yearnings of Nigerians, as well as the urgency required.
I believe that good population health is both a cause as well as a consequence of economic development. I also know that by increasing investment in health, Nigeria will be accelerating its human capital accumulation and development, likely to enhance our productivity for current and future generations. Health is back on the front burner.
President Tinubu pointed out that the improved budgetary allocation coming for the health sector in 2024 underscores his administration's political will and readiness to ensure the improved investments and reduce financial burden on Nigerians.
Recognizing the importance of primary health care as the cornerstone of a resilient, integrated healthcare system, my administration is embarking on massive effort from 2024 to refurb physical infrastructure, equipment, and retraining of frontline health workers in collaboration with all the 36 states.
As it appears, the commemoration comes with a special package for Nigerians with the introduction of the Health Sector Renewal Investment Initiative, which promises to be a game-changer with hope for improved infrastructure and qualified workforce necessary for quality health services.
We call on all state governments and the FCT to complement the efforts of the federal government in the following specific policy actions: to increase their budgetary allocations and timely release of funds for primary healthcare services, immunization, family planning, and public health, and to make those allocations and releases public.
A testament to our dedication to transformative reforms in the health sector.
Development partners promise more support for the sector, and the hope becomes bigger as the state governments affirmed to pull their weight and replicate the initiative at the grassroots.
I reaffirm the commitment of the Governors Forum and remain steadfast in its dedication to make universal health coverage a reality for every Nigerian.
That have signed into the compact.
They put it in writing for posterity and Nigerians to be assured of a great change to come in the healthcare delivery. From the State House, Musbao Wahab, NTA News.
The Sultan of Sokoto and President General, Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs Muhammad Sa'ad Abu Bakr, has asked Muslims to look out for the moon of Jumadan Sani, 1445 1445 of the Hijrah on Wednesday, the 13th of December 2023. A statement signed by the Secretary Advisory Committee on Religious Affairs, Yahya Muhammad Boi, says the day is equivalent to the 29th Jumada Ula and the day to look out for the crescent. He further says the sighting should be reported to the nearest village or district head for onward communication to the Sultan. Nigerian Television Authority should be a national priority without which it cannot operate optimally as the leading public broadcaster in a competitive environment. This is coming from the Senate Committee on Information and National Orientation as it scrutinizes the 2024 budget of the NTA. Details of this will be brought to you in our subsequent bulletin.
The 2024 budget scrutiny continued at the Senate Committee on Information and National Orientation. The Director General of NTA, Salihu Abdulhamid Dembos, accompanied by other management staff, was clear on the 2024 financial proposal of 15.1 billion naira.
With the allocations we have had, especially in the preceding year and of course in 2024, I think it's far, far below what is expected. Because of the changes in technology, vis-a-vis the new demands from the general public and the issues of security and all what have you.
Comparison between NTA and other media stations will always come up, but the Director General took time to explain to the committee the mandate and peculiarity of NTA as a government-owned media outfit.
So the cost of operation vis-a-vis the number of staff and requirements differ from the private media organizations that we tend to make comparison with. We also have the mandate to serve the public. And I can, without any music words, tell the honorable distinguished members of this committee that it is very difficult sometimes to even convince those in government as to why they should pay for services being rendered by the Nigerian Television Authority. Or they will tell you that all belongs to the federal government.
The need for more funding for NTA was evident before the committee. Committee members advised the management to insist on payment for services rendered.
Of whatever program you're handling, whether government or private, when you say this is our fee, you go there and deliver. If they pay, you move. If they don't pay, you stay back.
You must be able to tell government, if you don't give me money, this is the level of service you will get. Otherwise, they will not take us serious.
What are you looking at? What do you want? The tomorrow of NTA, how do you want it to be like? Come with a proposal, we are ready to back you.
As part of measures to increase its internally generated revenue, the Parliamentary Committee urged government to mandate ministries, departments and agencies of government to place all commercials on NTA before considering other media organizations. From the National Assembly, Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
That was the Director General of NTA there defending the 2024 budget of NTA. Moving on, research has shown that the play, therapy, and support helps to improve mental faculties from early recovery from illness in children. This informed the Read Year outreach program to pediatric patients at the National Hospital Abuja by the Lady Helen Child Health Foundation. Hakimat Aliu brings us the details.
Peace Jonah has been hospitalized for more than 3 weeks. Same with Goodluck Benjamin. For patients like Peace and Goodluck, it is their desire to get well as soon as possible as they miss playtime with their friends.
I came from Kaduna State. I'm sick when I came, but now I'm getting better. My wish is to go home and celebrate Christmas with my friends.
However, the various pediatric wards at the National Hospital, where they are confined, came alive with activities brought in by a non-governmental organization, Lady Helen Child Health Foundation.
In the hospital thinking how the Christmas will look like, because some of us might not even be discharged before the Christmas.
The other side too, they're happy to be more stable.
The operational director of the foundation stresses that there is no better way to celebrate the end of the year than this outreach to pediatric patients as a way of achieving some of its mission.
The Helen Child Health Foundation has been around since 2017, and we operate what we call the RAP program, with a flagship program called the Patient Treatment Assistant.
The event featured activities ranging from storytelling to painting and gift presentations to the patients. Described as an amazing experience by beneficiaries, and the atmosphere here, beautifully decorated, not the usual of the hospital, is one that puts them in the mood of celebration irrespective of their health condition and will leave a lasting memory. From the inpatient pediatric wards at the National Hospital, Abuja, Hakimat Aliu, NTA News.
A group aged 9 to 29, known as the Change Makers, has met with Director General, National Broadcasting Commission Charles Ebube on pertinent issues related to children's rights and content regulation. Kama Kama reports that the children were led by the popular Auntie Kem Orakwe of Tale by the Moonlight.
This is the DG, Mr. Charles.
The interactive session at the NBC's office at the presidential villa was filled with enthusiasm and curiosity as young members of the change makers engaged in a thoughtful, provoking dialogue with the DG, Charles Ebube.
You talked about promoting local content and rewarding content creators. How do you intend to achieve this?
We children are easily moved by what we see on social media.
The society seems to be hostile to Nigerian children as we are demanding our rights.
The children representing different schools, homes, and other stakeholders were keen to learn how the NBC will work towards protecting and promoting children's rights in broadcasting and content regulation.
I struggled with this. Why is it that some content produced in Nigeria does not catch the attention of Nigerian children? There's certain things in programming that engage the mind of children. Now, for anybody who is going into that, it is wrong. It is wrong to assume you know what children want to see without engaging the children.
During the session, the children raised important questions on the role of the NBC in the implementation of children's rights. They inquired about the measures that the NBC would put in place to regulate content for children on the internet, particularly addressing the issue of inappropriate materials such as pornography, and their genuine concern for safeguarding children.
With Auntie of Tales by Moonlight, we are reminded the contribution and the immense drive of youth.
Most of the children that attended my programs while on NTA and my independent production outfit, they are doing well. I've not gotten any report that anyone is terrible. Are you understanding me? So we should bring up our children in the way they should go. When they are old, they will not depart from it.
The courtesy visit by the change makers to the office of the NBC was indeed an inspiring and meaningful interaction, highlighting the importance of involving children in the discussion about their rights and well-being. Kama Kama, NTA News.
Parents of children with special needs in Nigeria have appealed for a change of attitude from the public against them and the children whose biological conditions fall below their expectations. This plea came to the fore as they expressed concern on how the society sees children with Down syndrome and cerebral palsy. Moses Kuye reports.
Children with Down syndrome
cerebral palsy, and sickle cell disease conditions have come to live their God-given potentials. This is the position of parents of children with special needs who converged to campaign against stigma, a challenge as a result of trauma faced by incessant societal discrimination while caring for their words.
The stigmatization is there, and I'm the first-hand person that witnessed that stigmatization, especially when you are trying to look for school for your child, or when you are trying to take your child to be among in the society too. You see people walking up to you, trying to downgrade you,
It's quite a lot, and then there's a way people look at your children with a demeaning, kind of approach. Your child, they look at your child as less of a human. That's just the plain truth.
While it is undoubtedly true that parental responsibilities of especially mothers of children with special needs face a lot of societal challenges, a health physiotherapist shares some psychological implications.
Our job is to first encourage the parents. A lot of parents are broken already, so they need all the encouragement. And of course, we need to ensure that these children move from point A to point B. As a professional, if a child comes to your center, your job is to ensure that a child that is not talking start to talk.
We as a parent of special need face a lot of stigma for these children, due to the ignorance of public around us. And the stigma starts from family level to, as I said, community level and the society at large.
However, these parents also advocate sensitization and symposium that can help government become proactive.
Let the government implement, not that it has been signed, but let it be implemented so that these children will benefit in the sector of health, especially health. Then we talk of education and other welfare.
Taking care of a child with special needs is cost effective. First, there are some children on medication and their medications are very expensive. Most of these parents are struggling to survive. They are struggling to feed. So a lot of times these children are left unattended. Some children are locked in the houses without therapy or whatsoever. So I think government can subsidize these drugs for them.
It is observed that while some express readiness to speak up, others may humbly keep quiet and bear their cross on the incessant societal discriminations. In Abuja, Moses Kuye, NTA News.
You're still watching the 1 p.m. news on Nta Channel 5 Abuja. Still to come on the news. Tributes to late veteran broadcaster of the Nigerian Television Authority continues to pour. This and more in just a moment.
Good evening, glad to have you join us.
Thanks for joining us on Weekly News Wrap.
Thank you very much for having me.
And it is on that note we welcome you to today's edition of the program.
I will celebrate creativity, lasting impressions.
There's no book stating that this is the role for men.
On the news.
On the news at 7.
The latest station, Nta Channel 5, Abuja.
Would say have a lovely day.
Glad to have you back. The Federal Capital Territory Administration has threatened to shut down the Utako market to avert epidemic. This development is a sequel to concerns over its poor sanitary condition, which could lead to epidemic. FCTA Director of Development Control Department, Mukhtar Galadima, handed down the threat during a cleanup exercise. Onoze Yakubu tells us more.
Utako Market has been regarded as one of the largest markets in the FCT, managed by the Abuja Municipal Area Council. During the cleanup exercise, leader of the FCTA Joint Task Force and director of the Development Control Department, Mukhtar Galadima, frowned at the deteriorating sanitary condition of Utako Market, describing the situation as a time bomb waiting to explode.
It's an eyesore to the city, in fact the city managers. Because looking at this kind of waste
within the heart of the Federal Capital City is an embarrassing moment, which we cannot condone.
Galadima further discloses that urgent meeting will be convened with relevant stakeholders on the way forward, as security remains a challenge in the area.
We have to intervene. Let's see how we can clear the situation. So after that, then we can go back to drawing table to sit down and see whose responsibility is it to maintain sanitation as well as to organize this chaotic situation.
We are here for an holistic clearance, looking at the security threats, how people are being robbed of their valuables, especially in the night time. Then the illicit drug trading that is going on here.
Roadside and other petty traders whose shops were along road corridor were pulled down. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
And a sociocultural group known as Fitter Ishama Development Association, which champions activities of honor people of Gombe in Adamawa State, has called for a more united front for all-round development in the state, as they also rolled out drums of celebration to honor outstanding members.
For the past 3 decades, the FCT chapter of the Fitter Ishama Development Association has been in the business of keeping a close watch and support for one another so as to achieve some set goals. As they say, with unity, they can achieve more, especially in preservation of their cultural heritage from going into extinction.
Because of lack of unity, we have been scattered all around, and the progress we need, the achievements we need, the things we need to do, we are not doing them. So this association is here to bring us together.
Now, we are living in a democratic setup now, and the numbers count. So the most thing we must do is to unite ourselves.
And now to business of the moment. The leadership of the group, after careful selection, gave awards of excellence to some retired honor Gombe sons and daughters from all facets of career for exceptional service in recognition of their unwavering commitment, passion, and laudable contributions towards the growth and development of the association.
Those people, they have done a lot. And when you look at the Fitter Ishama here in Abuja here, those people are behind. They are behind the solid foundation here in Abuja, where we are existing now.
I thank the Fitter Ishama Association for recognizing us by giving us an award.
It is something encouraging. It is something that, you know, in unity there is power.
Dr. Esther Gidado, a sports management expert who recently retired from the FCT Sports Council, could not hold back her joy as special guest at the award ceremony, promised to ensure effective grassroots sports development and infrastructure to be sited at the local government area of Gombe for the benefit of all its people. The day was further made memorable as the indigenous cultural dance troupe known as the Honor Group, through movement and rhythms, brought nostalgic memories of their beautiful cultural heritage back home. In Abuja, Serafina Okon Omikwe, NTA News.
It's sports time now. We join the sports desk for Sports Brief.
Randy Waldron, who led Nigeria Super Falcons at the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup, expressed joy over the incredible achievements of the team at the 2023 CAF Awards. At the CAF Football Awards held in Marrakech, Morocco, the Super Falcons scooped major awards as a team and individuals. According to Waldron, he is incredibly proud of the team for being named CAF's National Team of the Year. Chiamaka Nnadozie was voted the African Women's Goalkeeper of the Year to become first to win the African goalkeeping accolade. Aziza Toshola became a record 6 times winner of African Women's Player of the Year, while Super Falcons, who finished the group stage unbeaten and excited the global trophies via penalty shootouts against eventually finalist England, won the African Women's National Team of the Year. Meanwhile, Nigeria's female Yellow Greens have returned to winning ways at the ongoing International Cricket Council T20 Women's World Cup qualifier in Kampala, Uganda. The Nigerian side lost their opening game on Sunday to Namibia by 9 runs despite putting up a strong fight. They recovered from the defeat on Tuesday when they confronted their counterparts from Rwanda. The game had to be stopped midway due to heavy rain, but female Yellow Greens, who had been dominating the game, did enough to see out of the game by 4 runs. With Sports Brief, Wayne Dugu, NTA News.
And on a sad note, many describe her as a scintillating broadcaster with penchant for smooth delivery when she adorns the screen of the Nigerian Television Authority to present the news. Aisha Bello Mustafa, no doubt, was one of those professional broadcast journalists whose story left indelible marks in the sands of time in the pen profession. As her remain was being committed to the Mother Earth to close a chapter in her decade-long journey, many who came across her in one way or the other paid glowing tribute to the woman whose life, they said, represented service to humanity. Onotu Yakubu brings us the ambiances from her final journey.
Hello and welcome. This is Environment Matters. President Jonathan returned
a golden voice, persona, and on-screen aura. These were attributes which held her viewership spellbound to the signals of the largest television network in Africa for more than a decade. Aisha Bello Mustafa, a remarkable professional television broadcast enigma who made marks in the sands of time as a pioneer female broadcaster. The people who came across her in life, such as colleagues, friends, and admirers, described the late broadcast ace as a professional who broke barriers to pave the way for those who followed in the path. But that golden grace of service and professionalism will now forever elude humanity, never to be heard again. The cold hands of death struck her being on Sunday, 10th December 2023. Of course, as the world would expect, memory did not fail colleagues in eulogies in recognition of her distinctive presence through commitment and excellence in service.
She was and still remains a committed, diligent staff of the NTA who put everything into being a professional that she was.
I knew Aisha as a jovial person, amiable, a respectful wife.
Amiable, easy to get along with. I used to call her my team player.
In those days in the newsroom, Aisha would not go on air until she has details of names and places.
In praying for the repose of her soul, the mourners seek Allah's forgiveness, mercy, and paradise for the late Aisha's soul.
The pain of losing my mother. She was a pillar. She holds so many things, so many hearts. She meant a lot of things to us all.
We were very close. As a matter of fact, I was the one that took her to the hospital the day she left this house. And I was with her a day before you took her to the ICU. So, actually very, very close.
May Allah grant her Jannatul Firdaus. May Allah comfort us and the entire family. May Allah bless the children she left behind.
She was one of the
May her soul rest in peace. And on that sad note, we conclude our bulletin at 1. Do join us again by 7 p.m. for more news. Many thanks for watching.